appeared to be backpedaling was truly leading me to this moment. I was leaving the grand and bright, preparing to transition to the dark and dull. I knew my destination could not begin to compare with what I was walking away from. I mean, small and quaint can't hope to compare with bright and bustling. I had it so set in my mind that this was not a stage that anything spectacular could happen in. But I was wrong.
My everyday was so inundated with the extraordinary that I almost missed the person that would destroy my life. The inconvenience that would follow the way. The discomfort, the restraint, the inability to wrap my mind around how someone could sneak in seemingly so small and destroy everything. That was what I saw. I couldn't get beyond the fact that somehow the presence required a change in me. To balance, to walk a line, to hold back. And if I would have followed my instincts, I would have destroyed the only chance I had for love. I thought that if this beacon of light in my darkness ever really knew who I was, what I had done, what I was, they would have to agree I was beyond salvation. But where I least expected it, I found acceptance.
I had heard the stories since I was little. The white noise that tried to pass itself off as the reason why we were the way that we are. The reason why we live the way that we live. And my dad was so serious. I knew I was no one special. I was born in the same place that my dad was, and his dad before him, and his dad before him. I knew the walls, the woods, and the neighborhoods around me like the back of my hand. My kids would be born here. And then my friends started acting weird. They started acting like my dad's stories were more than just bedtime stories told to little kids to scare them into a life sold out for their families. And I couldn't take it. I mean, with them acting like that was true, like they'd found their destiny, who was left for me to run with? I can admit now, looking back, that in the early stages I could see the signs. Had I opened my eyes, I would have noticed the little things, the little changes in them. But I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it until it happened to me.
With eyes for the future, it's so easy to miss the present. It's always the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And until I got my eyes on what was here and now, I couldn't truly see what was coming. Because it wasn't what I was watching for, and because it didn't look like I thought it would, because it was flesh and blood, I almost discounted it. But just because something is fast and flashy doesn't mean it's anything more than a precursor, or even a distraction. If I'm not careful with what I see and filtering it through what's true, temporal situations and my perception of them can lead to rash decisions and the detriment of those around me, because I know the truth.
I could have so easily missed it. With eyes that were held tightly shut by presuppositions and stereotypes, I could have skipped out on the greatest adventure of my life because it didn't come in the package I was expecting. There were no blaring trumpets, no bolts of lightning, no fanfare one way or another. I am who I am today because of the supernatural buried in the everyday. And the never the same life change, you can't go back, a done deal. Even now, I can kick myself to realize how close I could have come to never having known him.
I found open arms. I found a love that wouldn't quit even when I ran, even when I did everything in my power to push it away. I never knew that silence could have something so beautiful. That something so great can be contained in something so small. And although I know I don't deserve it, I never want to lose it. And I refuse to let it go.
I felt the change. That war inside me, the person who I was wanting to fight, the person I was becoming. Not wanting to admit that everything I believed was wrong. And all the insecurities, all the impossibilities that I scoffed, they were true. Until it happened. Until it happened in me. And since then, I've become stronger. I've become more determined. I've become more enduring. And now, I wouldn't go back. I mean, given a choice, I would pick this. I would pick this. Sure, I may not agree with everyone I run with. And is there conflict? Sure. But it's worth it. It's worth it.
I can't afford to let what I see determine who I am or the decisions I make, because the future's not here yet. And there are people depending on what I say. They take it as truth. And if I let what I see determine what I believe, I might cause them to miss the very thing that could change their life forever. It's a huge gift, knowing how things will turn out. But it's a huge responsibility. And I don't want to miss it. I can't afford to.
If I had kept looking at my surroundings as monotonous,
If I had stayed fixated on the way that I thought things should look,
If I had ignored the signs in front of me,
If I had stayed focused on what I thought I saw,
I would have missed the greatest supernatural experience of my life.
and I wouldn't want to know life apart from this ever again. A hole has been
A
filled.
life has been saved.
a community has been changed.
and the future is looking bright.
Don't miss the supernatural by looking for the spectacular.